You know, the Jason Bourne series, it completely changed the game for spy movies, right? It was so raw, so real, with this hero who was basically a ghost. And for years, we've all been waiting for that one final chapter to his story, a chapter that, well, officially just never came.
But here's a crazy thought. What if the perfect sequel, the one we've all been picturing in our heads, isn't locked away in some Hollywood vault? What if it's already out there, created by the fans who know and love this character the most?
Because that's exactly what we're diving into today. This isn't a leaked script or some forgotten treatment. It's a fan-made concept, but it's so incredibly detailed and well thought out that it feels like the real deal. So let's deconstruct this sequel that never was and figure out why it feels so right. All right, section one, a movie that isn't. So, just to be super clear, what we're about to explore isn't a movie that's actually in production. It's an idea, a pitch, a story that's been meticulously pieced together from everything the last film left behind. And what's so brilliant about this is that it doesn't just hit the reset button. It dives headfirst into all the unresolved stuff from that 2016 movie Jason Bourne. You know, all those loose ends. This isn't a reboot, it's a reckoning. It's the direct follow-up that so many of us have been waiting for. Okay, so now let's get into the meat of it. Section 2, the Helix Protocol plot. At the very heart of this concept is a new threat that somehow manages to feel like classic Bourne and also like something ripped straight from our modern-day nightmares. Say hello to the Helix Protocol. Now, you remember Blackbriar, right? That illegal, off-the-books program? Well, think of Helix as Blackbriar 2.0. It's been upgraded for the 21st century, it's privatized, it's global, and it's powered by AI and automated drone strikes. The enemy isn't just a person anymore, it's a machine. So picture this. The story kicks off with Bourne completely off-grid, hiding out in the Alaskan wilderness. Just try to find some peace. But then a data leak yanks him right back in. He finds out about Helix and, get this, they're using his own DNA, his own memories, as the blueprint for a whole new generation of assassins. And the person who brings him this news? Nikki Parsons. In an amazing twist, she faked her own death, and she's been working from the shadows to take the whole system down. And all of this builds to the perfect final conflict. See, Bourne isn't just fighting another shadowy government agency anymore. He's fighting himself. He's up against Operative Zero, an agent who has all of his skills, all of his training, but none of the humanity, none of the soul that Jason Bourne has fought tooth and nail to get back. But look, a great Bourne story is never just about the action and the plot, is it? It's about the man himself. And that brings us to Section 3, a warrior in crisis. This concept goes deep into what happens to a weapon after the war is supposedly over. Just take a look at this comparison on screen. It really nails the evolution of the character. The old Bourne was all about survival, instinct, and finding out who he was. This new Bourne, he's older, he's tired. He's not looking for vengeance anymore, he's looking for silence. He's not trying to uncover his past, he's trying to finally confront his legacy and maybe, just maybe, find some peace. And there's this one piece of imagined dialogue from Nikki that just perfectly captures the whole emotional core of the story. She says to Bourne, "We spent so long surviving, we forgot how to live." Man, that just hits you, right? It sums up their entire journey. It proves this story is about the human cost of it all. It gives it a soul. And speaking of Nikki, we have to talk about her because her arc here is absolutely massive. She is completely transformed. She's no longer the scared analyst caught in the middle of everything. No way. In this story, she's a skilled operator in her own right, with a rock-solid moral compass. She's not a sidekick, she's a partner. Okay, so we've got the plot, we've got the characters, but what about the feel of the movie, the style? That brings us to Section 4, Cold Steel, Digital Ghosts, which is all about blending that classic Bourne grit with our modern anxieties. First off, it gets the classic stuff so right. We're talking about that raw, relentless action, the brutal hand-to-hand fights, and that shaky handheld camera that makes you feel like you're right there in the room. And of course, you've got those insane car chases, this time through the icy roads of Norway and the narrow streets of Morocco. It's pure, uncut, classic Bourne. But then it layers in the threats that are real to us today. The danger doesn't just come from a sniper rifle anymore. It comes from swarms of surveillance drones, from deepfake identities that can steal your life, from kill orders sent out by an algorithm. Think about it. Bourne was a ghost in an analog world. Now he has to figure out how to survive in a digital one, where every camera is a threat and no identity is safe.
So let's pull all this together. Section 5, why this concept matters. I mean, why are we even talking about a fan idea? Why has this thing resonated with so many people? And why does it feel, in a lot of ways, more right than anything an official studio might come up with?
Well, I think it boils down to one simple word: respect. This idea respects the audience. It's not trying to cash in on cheap nostalgia or just repeat the greatest hits. It offers a smart, thoughtful evolution of the story and the characters, and it trusts that we, the viewers, are invested enough to want a conclusion that's actually meaningful.
When you strip it all away, this concept just gets what made Bourne great in the first place. It understands that this is a story about human will fighting against a cold, unfeeling machine. It argues that a guy like Jason Bourne is more relevant than ever in our hyper-surveilled world. And most of all, it's a powerful, sobering warning about the true cost of turning a human being into a weapon.
And that kind of leaves us with one last big question to think about. We live in this age of constant reboots and revivals, where studios sometimes seem to forget what made us love these stories in the first place.